Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby with Fitness is Medicine, and today I'm going to lead you through another set of exercises you can do from your home. I'm going to show you some body weight exercises, and then the only tools you're going to need are a set of dumbbells, either a band you can wrap around your ankles or a set of ankle weights, and a fit ball. So if you don't have ankle weights, like I said, a band you can wrap around your ankles, or you can do it with body weight too, and we can talk about other ways you can add weight to your ankles. Okay, so make sure you've warmed up before we get started. You can press pause, go do 5 to 10 minutes of some walking, something aerobic to get your heart rate up and your muscles ready to work. Okay, first we're going to start with some push-ups, and we've done lots of these. I want to demonstrate an elevated push-up. So you can either do these on your countertop, like at your sink is a really good idea, or a coffee table on the edge. Sometimes if you have a higher bed, it's a good place to do them, or on the back of like a firm sofa. Any sort of elevation. You can start at a wall to give you the proper form of a full push-up. Of course, you can do them on the floor as well. I'm just going to show you on an elevated surface. So I've got my workout bench here, which, like I said, you can kind of use any elevation that you might have. Even a kitchen chair will work. But doing them on an elevated surface allows for a full, proper movement, really focusing on that core. This is your chest, and lots of muscles come into play with a push-up. And your core is a really important part of doing this exercise, really holding that in tight, helping pull up your body as you come up. Or countertop, a desk, any place like that is a great place to try these. Okay, next we're going to do hamstring curls with ankle weights. So I've got some ankle weights here that I'm going to strap on my ankles here. Like I said, you could also do this with a band that wraps around both of your ankles. If you don't have ankle weights, you can also just do this with body weight, and if you go nice and slowly, it's actually a really good way to focus on those hamstrings. So what I would like you to do is stand somewhere where you can hang on to something sturdy so that you're not going to lose your balance with the weight on your ankles. So we're going to curl up. I'm going to move this bench back out of my way now that we're done with it. So I'm going to hang on here for a little bit of support, curl up and curl down. So with this, you want to think about, just like we do biceps curls, this is your biceps femoris, it's your hamstrings. So when you curl up, it's the exact same theory where you're keeping your elbow centered and you want to go all the way down each direction. So you're going to go all the way straight, pull up as high as you can, and you're also really balancing with that opposite hip. So if you find yourself falling into that hip and trying to do these, it's going to be hard and also not very good for your hips. So really focus on keeping those hips level as you pull that one leg up and down. So we're going to do one set of 10 on each leg. So in order to make this easier, having kind of space for that leg to come down, you can stand maybe on the edge of a step, or stand on a phone book if you still have one of those these days. Stand on something that gives you a little bit of height. In my gym, I have people stand on a foam pad. Sometimes it just helps you give that good full range of motion sometimes. Really squeezing right back here. This is a good way to isolate those hamstrings and get a good strengthening on those. Make sure you lower slowly. So you want to go both directions a little bit more slowly. Like I said, if you've got a band, you can wrap it around your ankles and pull back like that. That's another way to do it. And you can also do this with body weight. Okay, so I'm going to take those off and grab my dumbbells. So we're going to do some shoulder raises. And I would say go lighter than heavier if you're trying to debate on your weights here because I want to do an alternating motion, which oftentimes is harder than doing both at the same time. So we're going to raise one out and then we're going to switch and do the other one. So I'm going to be in a tandem stance here. As you notice, we're going to alternate, bringing it straight out to the side. You can do a little bit of a diagonal too. So this would be straight out to the side, and this is a little bit of a diagonal. So if you're having any shoulder pain, that diagonal motion is a little bit easier on your shoulder joint. Now, you'll notice this may be harder, like I said, than doing both at the same time. Keep your core, your torso stable. Keep your shoulders level, keep your hips level. So there's a tendency to kind of want to go like this and raise it out to the side as you switch sides. Really focus on staying as stable as you can. You want to keep your hips level and your shoulders level. This is another great way to target that core without doing sit-ups. There's a lot of things that I like to do that target your core in addition to the other muscles that we're working. All right, we're going to do one more on each side. And also this is a good balance exercise too, because you're lifting one weight and then the other, really challenging that balance. Okay, next we're going to grab a ball, and you can also do this on the floor if you don't have a ball. If you do this on the floor, put a rolled up towel under your forehead to keep your neck and spine in line, because I don't want you turning your head over to the side. If you're flat on the floor, put something under your forehead so you can keep everything in proper alignment. Okay, we're going to do I's and T's. So what this looks like is you're going to put your tummy on the ball, roll forward, and I want you to reach your arms out straight overhead like you're making an I with your body, and then out to the side. Notice that my thumbs are in the air. Hi, Tubby. Tubby came to visit. He just got groomed. Hi, you want to lie down? Sit. Okay, so we're going to go straight out forward, my thumbs straight up in the air, and then straight out to the side. So ideally, I want you to hold each of these for about 5 seconds. This is going to be really challenging though. So start with, maybe 2 to 3 seconds, but I don't want you just going I, T. I kind of want to hold it there and then switch sides or switch positions. I, and then also, I know that this can be really challenging putting your weight on your tummy on the ball, so the floor might be a better option. You could do it on your bed. Really, I don't want your hips to sink below your shoulders though. So if you want to, you can go further here on your hips, but that's even more work that your back has to do. So this is a back exercise, back and shoulder and core, by the way you have to hold your hands. Back out to the side. I don't know how many I've done. If you can, go ahead and do 10. If you need to, you can break after 5 if you need to give your tummy a break. Really working on keeping a nice straight line, keeping your head in line with your spine. Just like I always say, don't let it fall here, and don't be looking way up at the ceiling. It puts a little crook in your neck. So I'm going to do 2 more. I and T. Like I said, to start, just hold it for a couple seconds. Work towards holding it for longer. So if this is something that you're going to add to one of your regular workout routines, that's great. Really work on holding it for a little longer as you progress. Okay, now we're going to flip over on that ball. I'm going to refresh my screen here. And we're going to do some abs on your ball. So I'm going to move over here. Now, we've done this before where we come up like this. I'm going to have you come up to the side a little bit. So I'm going to face the camera here. And instead of going straight, I'm going to hit this bench. Instead of coming straight up each time, what I want you to do is come back and then go diagonal. So we're gonna get a little bit more obliques in here. So your hips and your knees are straight, but your torso is going to twist just a little bit. You're gonna twist your arms towards the diagonal. So like you're reaching your opposite elbow towards your knee. When you come up, I'm going to turn this way so you can see. When you come up, don't quite come up all the way. Don't come all the way up to straight because that disengages your core. So we want to keep that core engaged. So I'm coming up, I'm keeping everything nice and straight. I'm keeping my shoulders level, not bringing them up around my ears, keeping my back nice and straight. This is helping support my back as I lean back, but like I said, I'm not coming all the way straight each time. So I'm gonna lean over to each side about 10 times each. Okay, great. Like I said, and then also if you don't have a fit ball, you can do the same thing on the edge of a chair or on the edge of a bench. So lean back and just come up to the side. Same thing. Or you can even do it sitting on the floor in that same motion. Okay, we're gonna end with a balance. We're gonna make ourselves into a big starfish. And we've done this before too, but I'm gonna have you lean over and then come back up. But try not to put your foot down each time you tip over. So we're gonna go back and forth. This is also getting a little bit more of your obliques, so we're getting abs in almost every single one of these exercises today. Getting your core. Nice and easy. Try not to put your foot down when you come back. And then, so you can either work on each side for about 30 seconds. And so also do this slowly. This isn't the same thing. So you up your chance of injury and you're also letting your body work a little less efficiently. So you want to go nice and slowly. We can start maybe with 5 on each side, nice and slowly. Now again, I'm keeping my shoulders over my hips. I want to stay stacked in that direction. So if you find yourself leaning over like this, pull those shoulders back. You could even try this in front of a mirror if you're not sure. But another great place to do it is in front of a sink. Like I always say, a kitchen sink is a great place because as you're leaning over, you kind of are forced to stay in this nice plane to make sure you're staying level. You might find that one side is easier than the other. I'm finding right now that my right was a little better today. But typically that's very normal. One side is going to be easier than the other. And it may always be the same side, depending on if you're right or left-handed or how you do things. Okay, we're gonna do one more. I don't know how many I've done. And slowly come back up. Okay, wonderful job. Go ahead and do those through one more time, 2 more times if you've got the time. If you need to, you can pause it and come back and do them later if you are running short on time, or if you really want to make a good workout of it, do 5 to 10 minutes of cardio, come back and do another set, and repeat that through as many times, 2 to 3 times at least to get a really full workout. And then remember to follow up with stretching. Okay, thank you everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. And we'll see you next week.